So good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning as we hear from our DefTech clients working in the health tech field. We're going to start with a brief explanation of who we are, go over our purpose and agenda for today, and then introduce our guests. This is a program of the Maryland Defense Technology Commercialization Center, and we are a program of the Maryland Department of Commerce, funded by the Federal Economic Development Administration. And we help connect entrepreneurs, technology-focused entrepreneurs, with the resources in the DoD labs in the state of Maryland. And we have found a lot of companies don't know that they can license IP or enter into cooperative research and development agreements with those labs, but that's an opportunity, and we just kind of help walk you through that process, introduce you to the technology, and then take you through the process of meeting with the labs. So this meetup group, Taking Technologies to Market, is sponsored and hosted by the Center for Innovation, Technology, and Entrepreneurship. That is a nonprofit that's focused on supporting and growing the innovation ecosystem in Maryland. If you would like to network, I would suggest you put your LinkedIn or your email address in the chat window. There are a lot of people on today that can help your businesses grow. To give you an idea of who has responded, we have a wide variety of people on. Again, the focus today is health tech, but we have a lot of resource providers on. We have people from the SBDCs, we have people from some of the economic development organizations, Frederick County, we have the Maryland Innovation Center on, we have TEDCO here. So there's a lot of opportunities for you to put your information out there or to request contact with one of those organizations. So I want to give you a little bit of background on why we're doing this. Last February, DefTech held an event for our clients with our partners at Harbor Designs and Manufacturing, 1100 Wycomico, Nymphos Brow, and Blueprint Local Brown Advisory. And our purpose in hosting that event was to give our clients an opportunity to network with the people that they needed to network with, to meet the people that could help their businesses grow, whether that was people from the DoD labs, resource providers like we have here now, mentors and experts, which we have some of those on as well, and to just give our companies the chance, our client companies the chance to interact with those people and meet them. We had an overwhelmingly positive response when we surveyed the attendees. We had about 60 people attend that event. The average number of new connections that people made was 4, and they intended to follow up overall with 3 of those 4. And that's been incredibly helpful. That was incredibly helpful. So since that was so successful, we decided immediately we want to do this again. We're going to do 3 more of these during the year. Of course, best laid plans, that is not happening. So we thought we still want to help our clients connect with the resources that they need. They're still out there. They're still growing, trying to grow. So we thought we would kind of experiment with this today and see how it goes. We do already have another one planned, so I hope it goes well. No pressure, Ashok, Sue, and Dinesh. But we want to give them the opportunity, give our client companies the opportunity to talk about their business, to tell you what they're working on currently and what their needs are. And our hope is that the people that are on with us today will ask them questions, dig in for more information, help them connect with whatever it is or whoever it is they need to connect with. So the beauty of our in-person event was that it was highly curated and our companies got an opportunity to mix and mingle. We tried to do that this morning. We sent lots of emails out to the people that we needed to have here, that our companies needed to have here. And so I thank all of you sincerely for being on the call and for being interested in working with these Maryland businesses. We are going to start today with Sue Carr. Sue is the founder of CarTech LLC, and I'm not going to do any more of an introduction than that because Sue is ready with a wonderful pitch. Let me just, as you're getting set up, Sue, just to let everyone know what we're going to do is let the companies pitch, talk about their business, and explain what it is that they need. And then we're going to have time after the pitch to ask questions and dig in deeper to what each of them needs.
You are about to discover how you can make medication preparation safer. If you've ever been to the hospital or ever had surgery, chances are you've received one of these drugs. You know these drugs, but what you may not realize is these drugs come in small glass containers called ampules. Why ampules, you might ask? Well, ampules are cheaper, they're readily available, they're tamper-proof, and they last for a longer period of time. Sounds pretty good, right? Well, let's look a little bit closer. How do you get the ampule open to get the medication out? Well, you have to break the tip off like this. And 100% of the time, glass shards will fall into the ampule and contaminate the medicine that needs to be filtered out. The improper filtering and lack of filtering can lead to serious life-threatening consequences, such as bleeding in the lungs or stomach, and organ failure, and possibly death. Imagine the opportunity for mistakes. Imagine the opportunity and the stress in emergency situations when every second counts. I know the stress because I was that pharmacist in the emergency room when I had to administer life-saving medication to a dying patient. What felt like an eternity ticked by as I frantically searched for a filter needle, as I really watched and waited and stared. I'm Sue Carr, clinical pharmacist, and founded CarTech LLC, a medical device company, when I built a better filter device. You see, it all started while I was attending pharmacy school. I worked in a local hospital as a pharmacy technician, and one of my primary responsibilities was to batch large IV bags using a lot of medications packaged in glass ampules. I immediately noticed how unsafe and time-consuming this process was. And the sad fact is, it still is. Precious moments slip by, and a chance for an accidental needle stick injury during the needle exchange has just doubled. The problems are far more expensive and costly and widespread than CarTech's simple solution. This scenario happens thousands of times every day in hospitals and clinics, infusion centers, oncology centers throughout the whole world, which gives us three big problems. The first, there's a potential for glass shards in over half the medications globally. Secondly, the multi-needle, multi-step process contributed to the over 2 million needle sticks in the United States in 2019, according to the World Health Organization. This cost the hospitals close to $900 million to treat. Third, the time spent in preparing the medication in this multi-needle, multi-step process cost close to $5 billion of unnecessary waste. These two costs equal close to $6 billion of unnecessary hospital expense that could have been spent on productive patient care. CarTech has eliminated the three most dangerous steps, saving time, money, and lives. The frog, then, is the solution. It's an acronym for filter removal of glass. CarTech has 3 U.S. patents, a newly issued patent in Canada. Fewer steps, a safer process, less time, equals cost savings. The obtainable market we will first disrupt and penetrate is the United States. Then we'll enter the global marketplace. According to this data, however, these numbers may actually double due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Each needle will be sold for 45 cents and costs 25 cents to make at scale. This is in parity with the current 2 needles required. We will start locally and scale up accordingly to 51 hospitals by the end of 2021. By 2024, our total revenue in the United States is expected to reach $16.8 million. And this is just in the United States. Our first customer will be the hospital. We'll get our foothold in the hospitals first, as we've already spoken to the thought leaders and supply chain managers in the local hospitals who have already agreed to sign letters of intent to purchase once FDA is approved. Then simultaneously, we'll reach out to the other customer segments who've already expressed interest. We would like every medic bag in the DoD to contain a frog. The manufacturing, distribution, and storage will all be outsourced. We'll follow the same intermediary channels the hospitals are taking, and we're in preliminary discussions with potential licensing partners. CarTech, once it hits the marketplace, the frog will have the only integrated filter device in the world. CarTech is seeking $600,000 to complete a full 510K Class 2 approval. We have a meeting scheduled early September and a pre-submission already sent to the FDA. The $600,000 will be spent on completing design, quality control, sterilization, and other FDA requirements. We have a lot of supporters. We have an investment from TEDCO, and we won a couple of pitch competitions through Salisbury University and Frederick County government. And we have guidance from FITSE, and that's where we met our supporters, Kim, Gary, and Griffin from DefTech. Thank you for all your mentoring, and we appreciate the support from the Capitol Health BioHealth region and local hospitals. I've got a great team. John Brzezinski, my CFO, has many years of experience in the industry. Additionally, Rick Hewen, a business guy, we're receiving business guidance from him and expert business guidance from Patricia Royak at Shore Hatchery in Salisbury University, Purdue School of Music, and we have combined over 95 years of pharmaceutical experience. We have the opportunity right now to be the first in the marketplace at a time where the marketplace is expanding. Glass ampoules aren't going anywhere and expected to projected grow to 7.5% in the next 7 years. And I said, at least it's going to project to grow this much, because this was in December of 2019, prior to the COVID-19 pandemic. About 6 weeks ago, the FDA issued updates urging medical manufacturers to evaluate the whole entire supply chain, including components that might be impacted. Once the corona vaccine is approved, global demands for the glass surge will surge for glass ampoules, and so will the need for faster, safer, and costlier ways to administer. CarTech has developed a better filter device that increases safety, saves time, saves lives, and saves money. I'm only one person with one idea, but if I can save just one life, then my journey has been worth it. You too can be a part of making medication preparation safer. Join us in revolutionizing the filter needle industry. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, Sue.
Okay, how do I stop sharing now?
So if you hover, Griffin is silently clapping.
I see that, thank you.
Yeah, if you go back down to the bottom, it will tell you can stop presenting.
Okay, got it.
There you go. So talk to us about what it is that CarTech needs right now. What kind of support do you need besides $600,000?
Well, you know, we just want to make sure that that everybody, we just want to get the word out because it's coming.
Okay. Is there any support that you need from people that are have joined us today to hear you pitch?
Well, we like the support from the DoD. We'd love to get into Fort Detrick, and we like the continued support that everybody is giving us here at DefTech and FITSI, and we just keep plugging away.
Does anybody have any questions for Sue, what she's working on, or any suggestions?
Hi, Sue. This is Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Hi, Sue. I'm curious. You said you're looking for $600,000. Is that right, to take you through
Yes.
FDA approval? And I know you've got some very good advisors involved with the company. Is there additional assistance that anybody could offer you with that, or do you feel like you kind of got that in hand?
Well, yeah, the only advisor I think I need at this point is a CEO, and I can't afford a CEO, so I'm taking on that role until we have a little bit more money.
Right. No, that's why I just wondered if, if from all of the kinds of organizations that are here on the call this morning, I know the folks, TEDCO, and others within the state. I just wanted to check, if you like, that the fundraising is going okay, or whether there's anything anybody else could do to help with that.
Yeah, we could always use support and fundraising efforts. That's always number one. That's basically what's holding us back right now. I'm currently interviewing 3 or 4, actually 4 medical device manufacturers, and we'll decide once we have estimates from all which one we're going to choose. Galero built the alpha prototype, and we'd like to continue to work with them, but they're quite expensive.
Right.
But I have the CADs and all the files, so I can basically go anywhere.
Right. So if anybody has a few $100,000 burning a hole in their pocket, you would be interested to talk to them.
Sure. Yeah. We're still taking investments. So I just received an investment last week. So that's good.
Okay, great. Congratulations.
How about
I'm gonna get there.
How about with the FDA process? I know you do have a lot of really great advisors, and you're in a TEDCO program right now that's providing you with a lot of support. Is there any support or help that you need with moving through the FDA process?
Well, we have a meeting planned, and my FDA advisors, they're rather expensive too. So I might have to pivot down the road after I meet with the FDA. But most of the medical manufacturers that I've been interviewing have FDA advisors built into their whole, system and estimates. So I think I'm good. But I can always use more advice. I don't know everything.
No, you're very good about that. You're one of the best in listening to other people and taking information in and processing it and making good decisions. It's impressive.
Thank you.
Hey, Sue. Hi, it's Neil Davis over here.
Hi, Neil.
Hi, it's great to see you again. Congratulations on the TEDCO Builder investment. That's fantastic.
Thank you. I appreciate all your support.
Hey, have you talked to the folks over at Launchport, Bob Story, down in City Garage? And that's a tremendous program that's really designed to help young companies through the device journey.
Uh-huh.
You might find it less expensive. Have you touched base with those guys?
Not yet. I've never heard of them, but I will.
All right. I think that might be something you ought to explore. Let me send you a link or an email with some information.
Okay, that would be great.
I'll do that later today or tomorrow, but I think that you should at least check that out.
Yeah. I'm also talking to VCU MCV in Richmond, Virginia. Just yesterday, there's some possibility for some grants out of MCV.
Great. And I guess second question, have you looked at the Maryland Momentum Fund? You might be a little bit early for them, but do you have any connection at all to the University of Maryland system?
No.
Okay.
But I can look at it too. Launchport.
Yeah,
Maryland,
well, you
yeah.
got it. The three criteria would be, number one, that you're located in a University of Maryland facility. Number two, that you're licensing University of Maryland technology. Or three, that a member of the team is a University of Maryland system graduate.
Mhm.
So those are the three criteria. If you're 0 for 3, then it probably wouldn't make much sense to talk to them.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Neil,
I thought about that.
Okay.
Neil, for clarification, you said that a member of the team needs to be a UMD graduate?
Yes, I guess that's university system graduate, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
or researcher. I mean, some kind of affiliation, right, Kim?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and it can't be like, your part-time, janitor. It's got to be a key member of the team, right?
Right. Okay. Very good. Thank you for that. That's kind of information that a lot of us on this call should be interested in understanding.
And they're probably investing at the seed and bridge stage. That's where they like to invest.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions for Sue? Okay. I think, so thank you for that, Sue. It was a well-polished pitch. I know you've done it many, many times and many different venues. And I appreciate you sharing with us this morning.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. You guys are the best.
Thank you. Checks in the mail. Up next is Ashok Kapoor. Ashok is the founder of Hawkeye MedTech, and he's going to talk about his business, and I'm not going to tell you any more than that.
Good morning, everyone. Can you all see my presentation?
Yes.
Awesome. Ashok Kapoor, CEO of Hawkeye MedTech. Can you imagine living in Florida and your parents are living in Maryland and your parents are living in Florida, and they both have significant chronic diseases, and you have to visit them frequently so you can take them to doctor's office for regular checkups and visits? Wouldn't it be great if they could connect to their own healthcare providers remotely, and you could be part of the call so you didn't have to travel so much every time to Florida to take them to routine physical visits? Welcome to Total Care. We are a HIPAA compliant, unique kind of telemedicine platform that connects patients to their own healthcare providers on scheduled virtual visits. So it's not ad hoc visits, it's scheduled virtual visits. Since COVID-19 especially, there are a lot of news about telemedicine platforms, and everybody is jumping on telemedicine. And the concept of telemedicine really expanded beyond the traditional telemedicine. People are using Zoom, FaceTime, WhatsApp, and a lot of other video platforms as telemedicine because Medicare, HHS, and others have really laxed the HIPAA compliance and patient privacy rules. So now they're allowing even text messages to be billable as telemedicine, which is kind of interesting. But we remain true to our goal of providing a secure, HIPAA compliant, with patient privacy and real focus of our products. So competition, there are a lot of traditional telemedicines out there, some that health insurances provide where records are not transportable. Suppose you switch from Kaiser, like I'm a Kaiser member, and I have a telemedicine through Kaiser. If I were to switch from Kaiser to Care First, I will lose all my history that I had with Kaiser as far as the telemedicine. So when I go to Care First, I start fresh. So my continuity of care, all my history is gone. Wouldn't it be great that if your history stayed with you, even if you switched healthcare insurances or your doctors? So the new doctor, a new health insurance company can continue where the previous one left off and not have to start fresh. There are other telemedicine providers that connect you to on-call providers. So basically what I call a stranger doctor. Doctor you have had no relationship and no connection with, you have a fever or your child has a fever, you call this service and you get a doctor on call that gives you care for the immediate problem but doesn't take care of your whole health. Then there are other ones where they are similar to connecting you to your own providers, but they don't have a lot of other features that are very important, that is salient to us, like patient identification, jurisdiction awareness, and follow-ups, and true HIPAA compliance, where everything stays within the platform. There are no text messages sent to your texting, which is outside the HIPAA compliant platform. So everything stays within a secure network, which I think is very important for patient privacy. One of the other things we focus on is simple and ease of use. Technology can be challenging to many of us, sometimes to me. I have to talk to my daughter on how to use my phone, and she tells me all about it. So we try to make sure that our application is multi-platform, so you don't have to worry about, is it only iOS, it's Android, can I use it on the web? Yes, you can use it on the web, you can use it on a tablet, you can use it on a phone. Almost any platform that connects to the internet, you can do that. As long as it has a camera, it needs a camera and a microphone. So very simple steps. Download and onboard yourself. Find a provider. Look at what their availability schedule is. Schedule a consult. You can add chief complaint. You can add photos. You can add video. You can also add your vitals, your blood pressure, temperature, pulse, all that stuff. So the provider, your doctor, can get all the relevant information before the call starts. Then you get on a teleconsult with the doctor, audio, video. You can add a family member. A doctor on the other side can also add a specialist. If I had to send a picture of some mole growing hair, they can actually add a dermatology consult at the same time, so you don't have to get one visit and then schedule another one with a dermatologist and wait a few weeks. It can all be done at the same call. One of the other important features is they can give you a post-consult plan, post-consult care plan. How many times you go to doctor's offices and they tell you a whole bunch of stuff, and by the time you leave the office, you're like, what did he actually say or she say? Did she tell me to check my blood pressure twice a day? At the same time, or do I check it in the morning and evening? Totally forgot, right? And you really cannot call back and say, hey, doc, I totally forgot what you told me. So you live with the embarrassment and you assume that what they told you, what you remember, is true. But if you get everything in writing on your phone so you can refer to it later on, wouldn't that be cool? This is what a video call looks like from the doctor's perspective. They can see the patient, they can see themselves. They can see all the vitals you entered, your allergies, chief complaint, everything is right here. They can also look at your prior history to make sure they continue what's going on. Suppose you have had headaches off and on for several months. They can look at it and maybe they can come up with some kind of a different diagnosis than regular headache. It may be something, a pattern that may be worth looking into. So that's important. What are the features that doctors like a lot, or providers? I call them providers because it's not just doctors, PAs, NPs, podiatrists, and a lot of others. There is no change in workflow to use our platform. You don't have to change the way you work. You just replace the patient with our platform. That's it. The rest of the stuff you do stays the same. We have patient identity verification, so you can know exactly who you're talking to, as opposed to you send a text message on the phone and whoever clicks the phone, that the text message gets on the video call with you. Not very good. A lot of the providers say that it's a great video and audio on our platform compared to other platforms, so they can get clearer picture of the patient. And when they get an examination, when they say put the phone on the throat, let me see, they can see clearly what's going on. When they go to the eyes, they can see clearly. Very important to doing remote assessments. License jurisdiction compliance, that I think is very important, where if I'm licensed as a doctor in Maryland or Virginia, make sure Pennsylvania patients don't get to me. And not only that, when a call is about to happen, make sure the patient is within the jurisdiction that I'm licensed in. If I'm living in Maryland, I happen to travel to New York and take a call, it may be outside my licensed jurisdiction. Add a family member. One of the important things, you can collect copays right on the call, so you don't have to send a bill later on. Features that are most liked by patients: ease of use, simple to use. You don't need a lot of know-how, everything. It's very simple. You can connect to your own healthcare providers. You don't talk to quote-unquote stranger doctors. These are scheduled calls. So the patient knows when the call is, the doctor knows when the call is, and they get reminders. So you don't forget when you made an appointment. You can add a family member, very important for people like my mother, my late grandfather, where it was important for them to have a family member to fill in the rest of the picture about what's going on with them. Follow-up reminders are important. Doctor told me to make an appointment after 30 days, but if a reminder comes to me, I know to do that. And a call summary. That was a telemedicine. Are we just a telemedicine provider? No, we are going beyond the traditional telemedicine venues. What we are developing right now is a comprehensive chronic disease management platform. Wouldn't it be cool for the patient and the provider to get, for example, my blood glucose reading, not just when I come to the doctor's office, but actually all throughout the time when I was not there. So when I get to an appointment, they can figure out my averages over time, my history over time. And from the doctor side, from the provider side, you can actually get a history, a summary, or a dashboard of all your patients, where the critical ones are listed above and non-critical ones later. So when I come in the morning, I can take care of my critical patients first and then do the rest of my day, non-critical. So I prevent hospitalizations. I reduce hospitalization with my patient population. Another one I think is compliance. I told the patient to check the blood pressure twice a day and wait once a day. Are they doing it? What is their compliance percentage? Very important for chronic disease management. So what have we done with the, what is our focus? What do we need help in? We are focusing a lot right now on underserved and rural populations. We applied for a USDA grant to provide our telemedicine platform to Wicomico and Somerset counties. We hope to hear from them soon, got positive feedback on what we submitted. And we want to take this to other rural areas and not just Maryland, but beyond. The reason I say rural is because rural population, there are 70 million US citizens, US population that lives in rural America, and they have the highest chronic disease management issues, mental health, substance abuse, a lot of issues there in rural health because there are health challenges, healthcare access challenges, provider access challenges in rural America, and also the underserved population that I think our telemedicine solution is ripe to bridge the gap between their health and connecting them to a healthcare provider. What am I asking this wonderful group to help me with? Access to rural health connections. We would love to get access to rural health. We had a really good call yesterday with a rural health department. They were really excited for us to be there. Then if we can have other rural health connections and actually connections to providers, we would like to add more providers on the platform. So those two things are my asks from this wonderful group. Thank you so much for letting me speak, and look forward to any questions.
Thank you, Ashok, for sharing and explaining what you're working on and so clearly what you need. That's incredibly helpful. So if anybody has any questions, just go ahead and unmute and ask questions, or if you have comments. I want to give, while we're doing that, Chuck Montague, do you want to unmute and share? Okay. I know he was having a problem unmuting before. If you look in the chat window, Chuck has put up some information that the bioinvestor tax credit application has been pushed. It was the 1st of July. Now it's extended to the 29th of September. So there's a link in the chat for that. Chat cannot unmute. It's not possible. I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure what to do about that. Ashok, I think you can stop sharing. I appreciate that. If you want to put your LinkedIn or your email, well, your email's right there, but if you want to have your put your LinkedIn or something in the chat, that would be useful.
I did.
Okay.
Thanks.
So Ashok, his company is at the Maryland Innovation Center, so he got some great support there. He has used a couple of different programs that the state offers and different local organizations offer to help with interns that he's used over the summer. Anybody have any suggestions, questions, or offers to connect him to some of the physicians or clinics in the rural areas, or any area, I suppose, right?
Yes, any area, yes.
So now we are going to move on to our next presenter. Dinesh, are you ready to go?
Good morning, everyone. This is Dinesh. I'm the CEO and founder of HiPi. So I'll get started with this, right? Because right now we are in the pandemic. It hasn't passed yet. So right now, the overall around the world, more than 700,000 people have died. So when we look at this as a news, we don't feel much, right? But when we have a family member, either close family or friends impacted, you know how painful it is. Like that, something happened to me. I lost my mother in 2018, not because of a specific pandemic, but because of lack of her awareness and communication and engagement with her healthcare provider. It's a very small medicine interaction issue, which she couldn't communicate with her care provider, which ultimately took her life. I don't want this same thing to happen to other people. So that is when I realized, okay, do I have that kind of awareness? Is it, even though I live in a country where we have, excellent medical care, healthcare, all facilities, but still, a lot of people, the left side, what do you see? 64% of people not choosing urgent care, even though their child is having 104-degree fever, right? So they don't know what action to take. At the same time, if you look at some of the growing countries like India, where public health system is in crisis because huge populations, the healthcare is not there to serve them, or even if they serve them, they don't have specific information being shared between the patients and the care provider in a proper way. Our solution is connecting patient with the right care at the right time and making a patient to access primary care or wellness visit easily, routinely. What does that mean? We want to provide a care plans proactively to the patients who can subscribe, like how you purchase any plans that you want. For example, if you want to have monitoring your home, you purchase a certain plan so that can continue monitoring. Also, it can give you certain steps to proactively taking care of your security, like that, taking care of your healthcare. At the same time, continuously monitor to see if you are getting into any risk conditions. When you are getting into a risk condition, how the healthcare provider can easily intervene and provide the right solution at the right time. So coming to in my mother case, she was under the medications, but the care provider couldn't monitor how she is taking, whether she is following the specific timelines, or if she's taking the right food, or if she's having any side impacts, which they could not track. But when she was moving from one provider to another provider, she couldn't communicate what she was taking it and what was the issue. So the second provider who gave her a medication without knowing what's happening in her body, which we want to completely avoid. So our solution compare with the ADT. ADT provides home security. HiPi is for healthcare. So we connect the peoples with the care plans. At the same time, the provider has the way of monitoring them on daily basis. What's happening on that. For the consumer, for the patient, we provide the app for free. So along with where they have a lot of capabilities of searching a provider, nearby provider, and how to get there. For example, if it's a life cycle, right? When a person gets sick, what exactly you want to do? You want to find out the nearby health provider. In US, of course, everybody has the subscribe to a specific health provider like Kaiser or Aetna, etc. So they know which doctor they should go to. But in the rural community or even in growing, in developing world, they need to find out in their local city based on their conditions which provider they should go to. But when they go to that provider, they need to carry the information about what happened to that patient, right? For example, in COVID case, if a patient visit to the doctor, they need to know what happened last 5 days. How did they develop symptoms? So we have addressed that as well. So the patient can track their symptoms. When they visit to the doctor, they can share their symptoms, what happened, without explaining anything. So meaning they can share a document or an interactive digital asset, which combination of pictures and videos, they can share with the provider in real time, so that they can see and interpret that information into what the action plan they can take. Okay, so that platform we have right now, it's available, and it's going live end of this month. I would like to also share about our team. Myself, I'm the founder of HiPi, and I also have a co-founder. And we also have a strong advisory board members who is helping us to strategize our product, how we can get into the market. And also we are having a advisory board member from the healthcare sector, basically to tailor it. Me, I have 20 plus years of experience in the information technology sector. I have provided digital strategy consulting to both government and large enterprises. But for me, getting into the healthcare, where I see this is a great opportunity, where with this current technology, emerging technology, we can fill the gap. Okay, what's our target market? Our target market is, as Ashok said, we are also targeting rural area because that is where we notice huge opportunities for the solution that we have. For the provider, when they want to use our platform, it's a very, very small investment. All they need is just one tablet for them to develop plans and track the patients and enroll the patients and etc. Same thing, we are targeting developing countries in India. It's already on trial. We have partnered with 2 potential clients, and we are basically doing the market trial, meaning how people are engaging with our platform, what can be monitored, what are the challenges, technical challenges we have, what are the data challenges and user challenges. So that is being conducted right now in India. These are some of the competitor features which we compared. If you see from the topmost, what are the important features when it comes to the digital healthcare? Because we come into the digital healthcare sector, so that's where it's not like other product where we take months and years to produce. But we spend a lot of time in R&D in developing the core platforms. So the platform is ready right now. We have started rolling out some of these features. What you see here, these providers are offering it because they offer it based on their core business areas of just connecting patients to the provider for one engagement to make money. But from our perspective, we are not, we don't want the patient just for one engagement. We want to have continuous engagement. So to address that, we pretty much offer all these features for free for the patients. And in addition to that, we are introducing the care plans and monitoring, which is not yet available in any of these competitors who is leading this market at this time. Our uniqueness, patient-centric. So pretty much whenever people come to the market, their always intention is grabbing the patient's data and their behavior and and what's happening in their body and their appointments, you name it, right? So pretty much all this information's being collected and stored in the server, and pretty much this corporate can use it. But we are kind of flip-flopping that. So we don't store any of the patient's data in our server. Everything the patients want it. So that is our core mantra, give that power to the patient. Then within the mobile app, we have an algorithm, AI-based predictive intelligence algorithm, that determines when this specific patients need certain help, either from the provider or from their loved ones, either from the family members, etc. How we are adding values, cost saving from the patients, because when it's a long-term healthcare, so if that patient uses our platform, they get the awareness of certain, if they are, let's say if they are a heart patient, they get the information around that, and also they have a continued communication and engagement with their provider so that they can avoid the huge amount of money when they need to spend it when they are in the critical stage. Then of course, revenue, I don't want to call this as a revenue, but even though I want to call that's a value add from the provider perspective, because they are now proactively taking care of the patient's health, so which is added value. Also, they are continuously engaging. So all these things from the provider side, also it's a they can reimburse for the money and the time that they spend, because this comes into the category of the telemedicine. Okay, how we bring values. For our company, we have two models. I would say three different models. One is the care plan subscriptions. So where we let our providers to create their own care plans, and so they can publish it for national and international patients to subscribe and use it. Same thing, we can white label the product to private and public hospitals. So if they don't want to use our platform, they just want to use their branding, and for them, it's ready to use. It's all cloud-based. In a month time frame, we can simply stand up that platform and make it run for the specific private and public hospitals. And we are also in the process of bidding state and government contracts, because the platform can easily fit into a lot of government use cases. So in the case of, let's say, COVID, right now our platform, so government can simply publish a care plan for the quarantine. Then during the quarantine, the patient can collect the information about their well-being and share with the provider in real-time basis. Of course, the provider cannot monitor everything for like 1,000 patients. They cannot monitor, right? So we have a artificial intelligence components which is already being used that can automatically detect the risk patients and highlight and automatically connect the patients and the provider to mitigate the situations. And of course, as we grow, our ideal goal for next 3 years is to bring in 40 plus new jobs to the IT jobs to the Howard County, because we all live in Howard County. We are having 20 plus years of residence in Howard County. We want to make this county as a technology hub. And in addition to that, we also want to bring 60 plus healthcare jobs to who will be assisting and monitoring the care plans to help the patients as well for the providers. Okay, what do we need right now? We are looking for referrals to the private practices. Right now, we offer 1-year subscription fee for the providers. Also, we offer referral bonus for the people who is helping us to connect with them. This could be your local OB-GYN. That is the area where we are focusing on right now. If you know any of your friends and families, please let us know. That'll be a great help. Then also access to the local community hospitals, where we are ready to label, white label our products and help, give it to them for the 50% discounted rate for a couple of years. All right. Thank you so much for your time. Again, my name is Dinesh. You can connect me through my email, and you can visit our website. Our product website is myhypei.com. I can quickly show you that. This is our site. So it is live. Right now it is live, pretty much available in India as well in US. We are having a good traction in India than US right now. The app can be downloaded from Apple Store if you are using an iOS app. The care plans, the one which I just talked about, that is going to be launched. Right now it's in the beta test. It's going to be launched end of this month. Right now we are doing the testing. If you want to participate, if you're allowed to be part of our team, become an early adopter, please let me know. I can include you to experience our platform. All right. Now that's all I have. So I'm ready to take any questions.
Thank you, Dinesh. You can put, did you put the a link to HIPAA in your in the chat?
Oh yes, I did.
Okay. So looking for, why don't you just really quickly share the screen that has what you need, the screen right before that one, what you're looking for. So referrals to private practice and to hospitals. So we have a couple people that are asking for that. I don't know if we have anyone from any hospitals on here, but those are things that we can all do. We usually know people in our communities and can just reach out to those people. So you've got 3 great companies that are looking for those kinds of opportunities. Does anybody have any questions for Dinesh? Okay. Again, I'm going to point everyone to the chat. There are a couple of links there that could be useful for people. People have put their contact information in there. If there is someone, can you stop sharing for a minute, Dinesh? Just make sure the links, everyone that pitched, make sure you put your links in the chat so everyone can see that. If we don't have any questions, I have one clarifying question that Neil Davis, Neil is a mentor and consultant, just a wealth of information, used to be with TEDCO, retired, and he mentioned the MII fund. So my question for TEDCO people or Neil, TEDCO at one point had a one-stop shop where you could kind of walk in the virtual door of TEDCO and be directed to the appropriate programs for you. And I'm not sure, I know there have been some changes. I'm not sure how that works now. Is it incumbent on the business to know where they belong, or is TEDCO helping people doing some type of an intake process?
Well, we have the business assessment tool available through the site. So essentially what you're talking about is still available. We do everything from rural projects to pre-seed, the builder fund, the seed fund on up. And the gateway services, which the rural program is part of right now, is big on, helping connect people with the right program. We work with very early stage companies all the way up. And we're, really excited when we have somebody that we're able to actually hand off to the higher level investment folks within the organization. Anybody who's interested in TEDCO support, but still has questions, go to the website. There's a ton of information. You can sign up for our mailing list, and you will be notified of all kinds of great programs that are out there. You won't get spammed. It's just upcoming events and developments. There's also the assessment, and it shows you where you stand in terms of development of your product, your market, your team, etc. And gives you a really good idea of where you fit in to the various programs. And then we can put you in contact with the appropriate program manager.
That's great. Thank you for that, Jack. Would you mind sharing a link to the assessment?
I will do that.
Okay. So let me ask one more question about that. When a company goes on and they fill out that assessment, does somebody review that and get back with the company? I would imagine that's hard because there's only so many people.
Yeah, it's only the entrepreneur gets the results. It's up to them. If you're in a rural county, then the rural RBI mentor like myself, Chuck, Bill, and Tiffany, we'll go through that with you, validate it, and then talk about next steps. What's the appropriate fit? If you're not in a rural county, we can still talk with you. It's it's not against the law, but we would actually be connecting you with other folks within the TEDCO organization, and that who that person is depends on where you are in the process.
Okay, thank you for that. That's very, very helpful. I know most of our businesses that all of our businesses that pitched today. Well, Sue is in Frederick, so she's in a rural area, and I know Chuck. So okay, we're gonna give Jack time to get that link in there because that's something everyone wants to look at.
Will do.
Thank you, Jack. If there aren't any more questions, then I just want to take a moment to say farewell to our friend and colleague Griffin St. Louis. I'm going to miss him horribly. He has been part of the DefTech team since its inception. In fact, he and Gary Evans were it for the first year. I'm going to miss his energy, his enthusiasm, his regular engagement, the way he works with our partners and clients, his insight, our little chit chats that we have on Slack about all kinds of random topics. I'm going to miss him a lot, but we are very fortunate because he is going to TEDCO's MII program. So Griffin, I'm going to hand the floor over to you.
Oh man, you caught me by surprise, but I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to miss DefTech and the program and working with all the clients, working with the team. Working with our partners, but like Kim said, I'm going to stay in Maryland, and I'll be beginning a new position as the Maryland Innovation Initiative Program Manager at TEDCO next Monday. So, yeah, it's been a pleasure since the beginning, and I'm so thankful for the experience and all the connections and just all the opportunities that I've had through DefTech. But you guys are going to be in good hands with Gary and Kim, whoever they recruit to fill my position. And yeah, the best is yet to come. As I can see it, the program's growing rapidly and assisting companies left and right. So I think, again, the best is yet to come. And if you guys are interested in keeping up with me, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. Happy to connect and chit chat there. But it's been a pleasure. And thank you, Kim, and thank you, Gary, and thank you, everybody.
Make sure you put your information in the chat there.
Yeah.
Okay, your LinkedIn connection. So I am trying to share my screen without. Oh goodness gracious! It's texting everything that I say. There we go. Okay, one thing I do want to mention is that we are going to, I'm not sharing my screen, coming up this week, actually, I'm going to put this in the chat as well. Last year, we attended InventionCon, which is something that's put on by the USPTO. It's a great resource for entrepreneurs, for people that are developing products. you might want to check that out. And it's going on this week. And it's of course it's all online. So there's that. It should be easy to get into that. So I'm going to just share one final slide with our contact information. I have no idea if you can see that. Okay, good. All right. Well, then I'm going to thank everyone for being on here. Thank you, Griffin, for being a great part of the team, a great team member. Thank you to Sue and Ashok and Dinesh for being open and sharing about your business. I hope you found some of this helpful. I hope that people connect with you after this event. And I will be looking for feedback from you about what we can do better the next time we do this. So on September 1st, we're going to be doing something very similar. We're going to have 3 companies present. It's going to be in the unmanned aircraft systems field. So I hope you can join us for that. That will be posted on MeetUp later on today. So we've got a couple people putting their information in the chat. So I'm going to give it a minute, but essentially we're done. Everyone take care of yourselves. Register to vote and vote. If you're not registered yet, get out there and get that done. And wash your hands and please wear your masks. Have a great day.